Hey everybody! Hello Wikia community. My name is Gray Drake. I'm the senior editor of Rotten Tomatoes, and you asked for another episode of Fan vs. Critic, so here we are giving one to you. Today I am joined by none other than Cam the Woot.
Hello there.
You know what? You are the only person that I would ever probably say has cooler hair than I do. I'm just saying.
Well.
So whenever we don't agree with each other, we're allowed to mute the other person for 30 seconds, but you only get to use it once. Cameron, you understand?
Yep.
All right, smart man. Let's get started. So, in Season 4 of The Walking Dead, we wanted to go head-to-head and talk about our favorite episodes of the season. So, Cam the Woot, you get to go first.
My favourite episodes would be a tie between Internment and Too Far Gone. Internment just being generally because of the fantastic character development with Herschel, and well, it's a very Herschel-centered episode with him running around and saving everyone. And Too Far Gone, I'm not sure, that's just my comic fanboy coming out. Loving the prison raid and everything, and getting decapitated with a sword is always fun, I hear.
Oh, seeing Herschel go was definitely the most brutal death that I've seen so far because of how emotionally attached I am to him, and I really liked the prison raid episode because it finally felt like we got an end to Season 3. Which was so disappointing to me, and then all of a sudden here we are in Season 4 wrapping up what should have happened the last time, and I was, aside from Herschel's death, which I never ever wanted to see happen in my heart, it was a really solid episode, and it felt like how Season 3 should have ended, and I was like, yes, it took you a while, but you finally got it.
Yeah, I have to agree with you there. I mean, I wasn't the biggest fan of Season 3 physically possible. I mean, I enjoyed some. I mean, there are a couple of characters in there that I liked. I liked Milton, and it was nice to see Merle come back. But apart from that, the season finale could have been a bit better, to put it lightly.
You were very polite and very diplomatic. As far as Herschel wandering around the prison and saving everyone, the only reason I like that episode is because it just gave me more of an opportunity to see him again, because he's always a win for me. That episode, although it had some very exciting like zombie kills and everybody, you know, half of them are sick, how are they supposed to kill people, etc. It wasn't my favorite. My favorite episode I'm going to go with was The Grove, because in a season where they have chosen to start building characters up again and giving everybody their own moments and finally explaining their backstory in really satisfying ways, they haven't forgotten the reason that we love the show, which is when they decide to hit you, they hit you like a sledgehammer.
Yeah.
And that moment, just, I could see it coming, and I was just holding my head, and it was so hard to watch. That also leads me to our next conversation about what was your favorite death of Season 4, Cameron?
As much as I love the character, I'm gonna have to say Herschel, because, I mean...
Oh, you're an animal!
It comes from one of my favourite deaths in the comic. I can't really say which character gets the chop in the comic, because that'd be spoiling, but it wasn't Herschel, and I never even expected them to do that death. I mean, it's AMC, it's cable television. They can only do so much. It was much more emotionally devastating than I could have ever imagined.
Well, that's the thing. I'm gonna have to mute you for a second because I don't want to talk about Herschel dying anymore. Instead, who I want to talk about dying, the best, most satisfying death of the season on a purely animal level was the governor. I was so glad to see him get it, and get it in the way he did, just sort of helplessly looking up and begging for help and then not getting any, reminded me that I am also an animal and a horrible person, and that's why I watch the show, and I love it because I get satisfied by stuff like that. How dare you drink out of your amazing cup while I'm complaining about the governor?
I can drink out of my amazing cup. I was muted. I understand.
All right, your chalice is spectacular, and your love of Herschel's death is really definitely not.
It's just, like I said, it's just my comic fanboy side coming out. I mean, I suppose Joe, the leader of that, the Claimers group, as they've been dubbed, his death is pretty cool. Yeah, another death I never expect to see was the neck bite.
Huh. Talk about an unbelievable moment in a season that has been relatively quiet, right? Like, that death it brought me back to the idea that we're kind of getting away from, that maybe they're going to be okay, and that maybe this group has reclaimed their humanity, and then all of a sudden, no, they have not. Wow.
I didn't actually expect them to do it. I was actually hanging around on the Walking Dead Wiki chat when that happened. And sort of the entire chat just erupted at that moment. Just neck bite, neck bite!
He's a human zombie, and honestly, if he had been thinking, he would know better than to bite a biker in the neck, because they're very lean, and the tendons, it's a bad idea. They don't taste good. Alright, well, we're gonna meet back in this exact same spot when Season 5 picks up. Cam the Woot, you have done the Wikia community proud. You didn't mute me either. You're very polite. Everybody's so polite from Wikia. It's a solid community. So stay tuned to Wikia for the Game of Thrones chat, which I'm not going to be a part of because sadly I am still catching up like a total jerk. But hey, you guys, dragons! Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time.